or less. Trying to turn things around in an overhaul. 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger a flip. He's got Bell. Le'Veon Bell weaving his way through traffic. Thrown down at the 15-yard line. They are picking up chunks against this Cleveland D. 25 yards.
3 for 3 for Roethlisberger, and none of them have been challenged. A quick screen to Brown gets him across midfield, and now another screen. This one to Bell, and Bell with 2 catches and a whole bunch of
15. Miller, the motion man. Just underway. Steelers and Browns. On a give for Bell. Good cut by Bell. Drills it to the corner. Out of bounds. The Pittsburgh 23. Le'Veon Bell. 24 yards rushing. 28 yards receiving. And they get Bell involved again. Foot race for Bell into Cleveland territory. Breaks a tackle.
Roethlisberger just has too much time to throw. Look at him survey the field here, wanting to go deep. Now to a safe outlet receiver. And Bell is going to get pushed out of bounds here by Whitner. See that left foot right on the line, and the official
in front. Roethlisberger on a give. Le'Veon Bell the cut. Bell breaks a tackle. Bell trying to go all the way. Le'Veon Bell, touchdown Steelers. What a run by Bell. 38 yards.
Tremendous vision by Bell. Patience as he gets to the second layer, and now watch him make the moves down the field. That one's on Joe Hayden, and now screen can't get him down, and all that waits is a somersault.
Yard line. Steelers have it 1st and 10 at the 20 in a tie game. Roethlisberger on a toss. Le'Veon Bell through traffic. Bell works his way to the sideline. Great receiver set for the Steelers. Bell, stutter step. Up the middle. Bell stays on his feet to midfield.
Career 100-yard performance. It's his turn again. And this is his best run of the night as he's still going. Gets past Asa Jackson. And steps out near the 30. Heath Miller, who had just made a couple of big grabs, that time threw a big block. 21 for Bell.
It's everything you want. DeCastro pulls, Heath Miller, they get good blocks, and then Le'Veon Bell does the rest. This is what you want in a running back. Yes, let's block it and get 5 yards.
Run, setting up the Steelers at the Baltimore 33. First down. In motion was Antonio Brown, and a little shovel pass to Bell. First down yardage inside the 20. And flies 3 yards in the first half. Oh, what a stutter step move. And he cuts to the outside, and he's got another good gain. DeCastro helped clear that side.
That's what you call setting up a block. How great is this? Watch as he goes into the line, and that little hesitation, the defender, that time it was Darryl Smith, the linebacker.
Boomer, NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Roethlisberger 3 out of 10 in this half. He's missed his last 5 throws. Now he's got to hook up with Bell. Good piece of running again. He's got a first down.
What the defense can react to.
Normally a 12-man call is on the defense, and this time this is Bell with a nice hole, and he exploits it and takes it.
Some of that Tampa 2 stuff they run there.
He's Pippen to Jordan, right?
That's a better example.
Through
Look
the
out.
middle goes Bell. Le'Veon Bell into Carolina territory for a huge gain inside the 50 before Deku saves the touchdown.
Watch these 2 guys right here with the double team block, driving them straight back in. Kuechly ends up on the wrong side of that double team, and when you get that kind of push off a double team block, the linebacker has to pick one side or the other. Le'Veon Bell with that patience read it perfectly, and off to the races. Great double team block right there by David DeCastro and Marcus Gilbert.
Defense, you're thinking, well, the Steelers have it rolling. Mike Tomlin would tell you, let's just hang on. Le'Veon Bell took a big hit. White 80! White side! And now they have Brown throw the ball to Le'Veon Bell. Looks like they trying to come up with a stop and get the football back. Steelers trying to move the chains all day to throw. And it is Bell out of the backfield. And somehow he's able to get the first down. There are 4 Tampa Bay defenders.
Consecutive games.
Brown fourth in the league in receiving yards. Here's Bell. He's going to bust it open inside Jacksonville territory and all the way down to the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. Will Blackman, the backup corner, finally got to him, but not before Bell burns him for 28.
Well, they're patient. They're patient with the run game, and watch. It's going to be right in through here. And see, there's the block. The kick out right there by Pouncey, 53, turning the defender out. And Bell was patient. He hit him blunt into the offense.
Seven play to drive, 2nd and 8. This is Bell out of the backfield, makes the first guy miss. Bell so dangerous, getting to the edge. Roethlisberger fakes the drive and finds Bell out of the backfield. First down and more.
Plays one passing play so far for the Steelers as they have been attacking Cleveland on the ground, and they do it again with Bell. Bell has a first down and then some inside the 35 to about the 34-yard from one set of downs to the next.
Well, and it really all started with that dropped field goal attempt on the hold.
Roethlisberger pops it over the middle to Bell, and Bell across midfield, and that will run the clock.
2nd and 6. Roethlisberger hit as he throws. Bell spins out of the tackle. Bring it up to Le'Veon Bell for a first down. Flag makes it 3rd and 10. Roethlisberger short. Bell's going to run away from Cushing. Much needed first down and more. Le'Veon Bell into Texans territory. Huge.
They just don't have the linebacking speed in their underneath coverage, and Brian Cushing coming off back-to-back injuries the last 2 seasons, no match for Le'Veon Bell. You can play all the combination coverages that you want.
42 yards net on that punt. Steelers get good field position, best of the night, the 37th. There is Bell on cue with downfield blocking from his center, Pouncey. Bell reads it like a patient runner and takes it to the 35-yard line. 28 on the game.
I don't think Houston has anybody that can cover Le'Veon Bell in the passing game. 54 Muhammad, 36 Swearinger. That's why they play a dime defense, because they don't have enough coverage linebackers. How about Pouncey on the 2nd level? His athleticism at the center position is...
Brown and Bell. To the right of Roethlisberger. Bell is open. Touchdown!
Last 5 minutes of the half. Here's Le'Veon Bell. Swearinger's looking for help. If nobody goes out there, you have to go get him, DJ Swearinger. Arguing and complaining, that doesn't do anybody any good. If someone makes a mistake, you have to cover your teammate. That's
not played since the 2nd quarter. First down run for Bell. Got a good block from his tight end, Heath Miller. And Le'Veon Bell makes a
7 after the Bell carry, and it's his call again. And he's got a seam. He's got a first. And he is thrown down. Only, you saw the graphic, giving up 1 3rd down conversion each of the last 4 weeks. They've given up 1 already today, as Pittsburgh now has a 2nd conversion. Targets so far, but not once Antonio Brown. Here's the handoff inside, keeping his balance. And Bell rips off another 10. Play action. Roethlisberger, time, and now dumps. The pass to Bell. Zigzags out for credentials that are going to one day land him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no question. It's going to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Through the 2nd quarter, it's 3rd down and goal from the 5. 3-man rush. Pass caught. Touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. Into the end zone. An extra point away from the tie game.
Here goes Le'Veon Bell, an excellent receiver up against a linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And they feel like that is a matchup that favors them. And so for all the shots that Ben Roethlisberger has taken already in this game, he hangs in Out on, I think that's Pernell McPhee standing up and getting ready to blitz.
3rd and 6. Ben chased out, floats one, caught by Bell. 63 yards. Will we go that way again? Ben has to dump it off, and that's caught, and then picking up the first down is Bell.
Jets with 5 TDs. Gilbert the block on one side. Here comes Bell. He gets a Pouncey block, and he works his way to the far side. Brought down.
Opening drive starts at the 32-yard line. Le'Veon Bell to the left with space. Second and 10. 3rd carry in a row for Bell up the middle. Bell into the secondary. And to the Titans' 36-yard line. Pittsburgh. Raider first rounder. Bell runs to the right. Le'Veon Bell lowers his shoulders and gets the first down. Bell with space into Titan territory. Live that you usually don't see out of a 6'5" man, and we've seen that over the years. Le'Veon Bell kicks it into another gear, and Bell's down the sideline and throttles down to the 34-yard line. Good run of 27 for Bell.
Second time I've seen Ben Roethlisberger check. Watch him raise his arm. He checks from one play to another. And you're going to see DeCastro at right guard get a hook block right here on Rapati, Pitoa, Tua, and off goes Bell to the outside. Le'Veon Bell over 100 yards. He's closing in on 1,000. That's a great job by Roethlisberger. Audible block play.
Third 100-yard game of the season for Bell, who adds to it as he gets hit by Griffin after a gain of 11 on his drive. 4th quarter begins with 1st and goal. And Le'Veon Bell reaches for the goal line. Rolled in for the touchdown. But
Did a nice job on the backside, and I think Bell is in there. What a player Bell is. Ben Roethlisberger scramble on 3rd down to keep this drive alive. Has helped Pittsburgh back in this.
Starting from their own 35. Big night for Bell. 3rd 100-yard game of this season. Look at him delivering the blow. 10 more. Sack would take him out of field goal range. Pressure's on. Bell releases. And Bell gets the first down. Let's give you a couple more minutes to run off the clock. Bell, a career high in carries, and he accelerates again and delivers the blow on George. 2006 Willie Parker, last time a Steeler has had that many running yards, and Bell adds to it. He's now at 181. Black back! Black back!
The defending divisional champion may have something to say about all that. And a big run for Le'Veon Bell. He's up to midfield, and that's a Steeler first down. Ohio, just outside of Columbus, was not recruited by Ohio State. Wound up at Michigan State. And, well, you can understand why the Spartans wanted him. Taking half a defense to try and drag him down.
You know, it's something to be said when a running back, you know, is delivering the blow, getting his pads underneath the defender and being able to keep his legs moving. It's about the drive. And this young man takes you back to the old, you know, the old Jerome Bettis, the bus. You talk about Franco Harris, all these strong running backs who have taken the pressure off of their quarterbacks, and he's doing that.
Since that right hand made contact with Curtis Lofton, and he's not going to pass it here. They don't need to. And Bell for a first down to the... Dumps it off to Bell out of the backfield, and that is a first down up to the 35-yard line. 10th play of the drive. And they find Bell out of the backfield.
They run the football here.
Bell will find the end zone.
take a look here. Fullback coming to lead the hole. No hole wide open. Just take what you get. Just utilize your speed, get to the pylon, beat the defender there, which ended up being a big-time touchdown for him.
That's only the third rushing touchdown by Bell. In fact, until he...
Blue 80! Blue 80!
Got a 41 to play in the third quarter. Roethlisberger drops it off to Le'Veon Bell. Across midfield. Run out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
It's working the inside of the route. Linebacker Hawthorne again having to cover man-to-man versus Le'Veon Bell. Great job getting upfield. If he would have got one more block by Antonio Brown, may have ended up in the end zone.
Career-long reception for Le'Veon Bell. That one at 48 yards. And
as well as Robinson. Tip your hat off to this New Orleans Saints team because they came ready to play today.
They sure did. It's been a good game for this guy, Le'Veon Bell.
Season-ending injury, which kept him out there by himself. But, you know, that was just another great play. He plays with his heart on his sleeve.
Bell spins out of a tackle, and he's inside the 42 to 38. Are leading, but there's still a minute 46 to go in that one. It's a tight one against San Diego. As Bell will be caught.
First and 10 at the 31. Le'Veon Bell's got some room. Bell with those long strides. First down. Pittsburgh facing a 3rd and 6. 10th play of the drive for the Steelers. Roethlisberger steps up, pulls the trigger. He's got Bell. Bell's got the angle. Touchdown Steelers. Catch and run for Le'Veon Bell. Pittsburgh goes back here.
He makes a great move. Watch number 26 come out of here. Shake to the post, back to the sideline, and outruns Lemur to the corner of the end zone. That's a great route by Lemur, and Roethlisberger hanging with him. It took a while for that to develop. He had the time to...
...1 in the final night, but fell short of the playoffs for the second consecutive year. Trying to reverse that here in 2014. They interaction at 7-5. Le'Veon Bell. Boy, he's got tremendous vision. Newman is dealing with a shoulder injury. Hand off to Le'Veon Bell. Bell, big run. Le'Veon Bell into Cincinnati territory. Lemur catches him from behind. Le'Veon Bell has put together an all-pro season. 53-yard rip. Ring the bell for Pittsburgh.
Well, again, it's DeCastro, and this time it's Heath Miller leading on this power play. We showed you this a couple of times in the first half. And Le'Veon Bell busts through for 53 big ones.
We set it down to work with. Give it to Bell. What a cut by Bell! Extends for the touchdown! Le'Veon Bell has given the...
Well, they're going to ride this play, too. Again, it's DeCastro, 66, Heath Miller, 83, leading the way. It's the power play off tackle, just old-fashioned power football, and great effort to break the plane by Bell, but...
Pittsburgh has outscored Cincinnati 18-0 in the fourth quarter. Le'Veon Bell to the outside. Touchdown Steelers. Good night from Cincinnati.
Well, it's starting to sound like a broken record, but it's the same power play. Heath Miller and David DeCastro pulling and leading the way. DeCastro takes out Adam Jones. Miller gets the linebacker on the outside. And it's another walk-in touchdown for Le'Veon Bell.
26 carries, 100.
Pittsburgh now in front of the Falcons, 36. Play fake. Roethlisberger flips it out. Le'Veon Bell. Bell gets him. Roethlisberger waits, dumps it off. Bell up the sideline. Penalty marker down. Bell inside the 50, inside the 40-yard line. Turns out to be a 44-yard pickup for the Steelers.
This is the play in question. They say he hits him with his shoulder. It looks like he hits him with his shoulder in the back, but they determined that it was a shoulder to shoulder, not a shoulder to back on Robert McLean.
What I found amazing about that was the Steelers were pretty resigned. Bell, touchdown.
But I want you to watch left guard Foster. He's going to come over here and kick it out. Just a counter play with the guard leading through the hole, and that's why Le'Veon Bell's able to get into the end zone so easily.
Bell with his 26. This is Le'Veon Bell, and Bell with running room up the middle and out across the 35 to the 36, and that's a first down. Advantage is 25 rushing yards today. Bell, left side, he's going to add to that. To the 5, to the end zone, touchdown.
This is going to be a counter. His footwork's going here, and he's going to come around to the outside. DeCastro pulls around. It's that counter power we talked about in the first half where the guards earlier and was holding him as he was breaking out of his route.
So from the 1, Le'Veon Bell, right side, end zone, touchdown.
Space coming into today. These guys are just going to come up and block. Coming into today, the Chiefs have only given up 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. That's only the 3rd one.
There right now.
2nd and 4 from the 25. And Ben flips to Le'Veon Bell, who picks up the first down. Past the 40 he goes, and he runs right over Reggie Nelson. So we talked about Jeremy Hill at the top of the show. Le'Veon Bell, Chris talked about him, and here he goes for a big gain of 21.
Well, you rush inside, and there's just nobody sitting to the outside, and this Le'Veon Bell could make things a lot more comfortable for Ben Roethlisberger. He just was too much for the Bengals the last time out, and he starts the exact same way in this one.
Catches a ton of passes. That is his 78th reception. He doesn't know, but you look at those numbers. Pretty good. Under pressure, dumps it off, spinning around and getting free. Down the sideline goes Le'Veon Bell to the 15-yard line. Spun around Vincent Ray like a top.
I don't know how in the world Ben knew he was over there. Le'Veon Bell sneaks out here so late. They've got it well protected. Here he comes, scrambling around, flips it out, and then Le'Veon Bell, who I voted for as All-Pro this year. This guy in the passing game has simply turned into a force for Ben Roethlisberger. There was nobody open down the field. Only 2 guys. You flip it out there, a completely busted play, and you see Mike Tomlin.